Have you ever woken up feeling weaker than the day before? Like your legs have lost their spring. Your arms feel heavier, and your body moves just a little slower, even though you're not in pain? What if I told you that the slow loss of strength after 60, what we call sarcopenia, is not just part of aging, but often a sign that your body is missing something simple and fixable? And what if I also told you that you can fight back, not in the gym, not with supplements, but with just a few bites of the right food before you go to sleep? Hi, I'm Dr. H, and for over 30 years I've studied the science of aging muscles. And tonight, on Senior Mental Health, I'm going to show you 4 simple, natural foods that you can eat before bed to help restore strength, sleep better, and wake up with more energy than you've felt in years. We'll look at real patients, real results, and the science behind why your body rebuilds muscle while you sleep, but only if you give it the tools. Trust me, you don't want to miss the last food on the list. It's just 1 spoonful, but it works quietly through the night like a silent miracle. Grab a notebook, settle in, because what you'll learn in the next few minutes could change how you age, and how you wake up, starting tonight. Before we even think about the foods that can aid muscle preservation in older age, we must first develop a thorough understanding of what's happening beneath the surface, inside your muscles, nerves, hormones, and even your sleep cycles. As a physician who has spent over 3 decades immersed in the study of human aging, I can tell you this. Muscle loss after 60 is not just about doing fewer push-ups or skipping the gym. It is a complex, systemic decline that intertwines biology, nutrition, hormonal shifts, and lifestyle behaviors. Let's begin with a concept called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is not a disease in the traditional sense. It's not like an infection that comes and goes. It's more like a slow and silent process, a gradual erosion, that starts in our 30s and progresses with age if left unaddressed. Statistically, adults begin losing 3% to 5% of their skeletal muscle mass per decade starting around age 30. But after age 60, this rate accelerates, and unless something is done, many seniors can lose up to 40 to 50% of their total muscle mass by age 80. That's not just a number, it's a profound transformation in the way your body works, feels, and moves. And sarcopenia is not merely about getting weaker. It alters your entire physiology. Muscles are metabolically active tissues. They regulate blood sugar. They stabilize your joints. They keep your metabolism humming and your posture upright. When muscles fade, balance falters, reaction times slow, and what used to be a minor stumble becomes a dangerous fall. Even routine activities, walking to the mailbox, lifting a pan, climbing stairs, suddenly become daunting. This is why loss of muscle mass correlates strongly with loss of independence. In geriatrics, we often say, when muscle goes, freedom goes. But here's the critical insight: muscle loss is not inevitable. In fact, what many people consider aging is really just muscle deficiency. And that's something we can address. Now, let's dive a bit deeper into the why behind muscle loss. As we age, our body becomes less efficient at muscle protein synthesis, the process of building new muscle fibers to replace those lost through daily wear and tear. Think of this like trying to repair a brick wall. In youth, our body quickly replaces any bricks that fall out. But as we age, it takes longer. Fewer bricks are replaced, and if you're not giving the mason the right materials, nutrients, rest, hormones, the wall begins to crumble. 3 major biological changes drive this inefficiency. 1. Hormonal decline. Testosterone, growth hormone, and insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, all decrease with age. These hormones are essential for stimulating muscle growth. Without them, your body has a harder time getting the message to maintain muscle tissue. 2. Anabolic resistance. This is a critical but often overlooked phenomenon. As we get older, our muscle cells become less responsive to normal doses of dietary protein. This means a 30-year-old and a 70-year-old could eat the same high-protein meal. But only the younger person experiences optimal muscle repair. The senior may need more protein or better timing to achieve similar benefits. 3. Mitochondrial dysfunction. Muscles require energy to repair. As we age, our mitochondria, cellular power plants, become less efficient. This impairs recovery and contributes to fatigue, inflammation, and metabolic slowdown. Another key factor is inflammation, also called inflammaging. Chronic, low-grade inflammation seen in older adults, caused by everything from poor diet to sedentary habits, impairs muscle regeneration and accelerates muscle degradation. Finally, nutritional gaps play a significant role. Many seniors unintentionally consume too little protein, or lack key nutrients such as vitamin D, magnesium, omega-3s, or leucine, which are vital for muscle growth. Even a mild nutrient deficiency, when prolonged, can lead to cumulative muscle loss. So yes, age is a factor, but so is inactivity, insufficient sleep, unbalanced diet, and hormonal decline. That's why the decline varies so greatly from person to person. I've seen 80-year-olds with the strength of someone 50, and 60-year-olds who appear 80, based largely on how they've nourished and used their muscles. Here's the empowering part. You can nourish your muscles back to strength, but only if you understand the timing. That brings us to a crucial concept: nighttime muscle recovery. Let's shift now to what happens while you sleep. Many people think of sleep as a passive state, a time when the body shuts down. That couldn't be farther from the truth. Sleep is a biological symphony where repair, regulation, and restoration are conducted behind the scenes. During stages 3 and 4 of non-REM sleep, what we often call deep sleep, the body enters an anabolic state, meaning it begins to build rather than break down tissue. This is when your pituitary gland releases growth hormone, which travels through your bloodstream and triggers repair in muscles, bones, and connective tissue. Growth hormone is your body's natural rejuvenation agent. It promotes fat burning, collagen production, and, most importantly, muscle repair. But there's a catch. The body cannot build muscle out of thin air. It requires amino acids, the building blocks of protein, to stitch together new fibers. If you haven't consumed enough protein, or the right kinds of nutrients, your body won't have the materials it needs to do the repair work, even if your hormones are telling it to. It's like sending workers to a construction site without bricks or cement. No matter how skilled the workers are, they can't rebuild the wall. That's why the foods you eat before bed are especially important for older adults. Not just for sleep, but for recovery. Let me clarify one myth here. Eating before bed is bad for you. This advice was originally based on concerns about weight gain and acid reflux. And in certain contexts, like large, greasy meals or sugary desserts, it holds some truth. But when it comes to targeted nutrition in the context of senior health, small, strategic bedtime meals or snacks can be profoundly helpful, especially when those snacks are rich in slow-digesting proteins, key amino acids like leucine and tryptophan, vitamins like D and B12, and minerals like magnesium or potassium. These nutrients feed the muscle repair cycle overnight and help maintain lean body mass, stabilize blood sugar, prevent nocturnal hypoglycemia, and even improve sleep depth. In fact, research has shown that a 25 to 30 grams dose of protein before bed can improve overnight muscle protein synthesis in older adults. Even a smaller dose, if rich in leucine and slow-digesting casein, can be beneficial. Let me offer a metaphor. Think of your body like a farmer's field. During the day, seeds are planted, physical activity. But the actual growth happens at night, under the quiet watch of the moon. Water and nutrients must be in the soil before the sun sets, or else nothing grows. Your muscle cells are the same. They need to be fertilized before bedtime with amino acids and cofactors. Otherwise, the muscle building window closes unused. What's remarkable is that this process is daily and cumulative. You don't need to see instant results. But with consistency, night after night, your muscle fibers will gradually thicken. Your posture improves, your joints stabilize, and your balance returns. Patients often ask me, is it too late to build muscle at my age? And I always answer, if you're breathing, your body is building something. Give it the right tools, and it will surprise you. By the way, this isn't just theoretical. There are thousands of seniors who've reversed frailty and even gained lean muscle in their 70s and 80s simply by optimizing their protein timing, sleep quality, and evening nutrition. One of my patients, Arthur, age 81, was barely able to get up from his armchair without assistance. Within 3 months of adding a modest evening snack, cottage cheese with flaxseed and a few slices of kiwi, and doing 15 minutes of chair exercises each morning, He began walking unaided and regained 5 pounds of lean muscle. It wasn't magic, it was science and consistency. So let's reframe bedtime. It's not the end of the day. It's the beginning of your body's night shift. And your job? Feed the workers, provide the materials, create the environment, and then, let biology do what it's been doing for millions of years: repair, restore, and rebuild. Now that you understand what's really going on with your muscles after 60 and the critical window for nighttime recovery, we can move forward into the foods and rituals that can turn your evenings into a quiet revolution of strength. Blank. Underscore. Blank. I once had a patient named George, 74. Widowed. A retired chemistry teacher. He used to wake up feeling like an old chair, creaky. Unsteady. He wasn't in pain. He was just drained. I suggested something simple. 2 kiwis an hour before bed. For 2 weeks. He laughed at first, but after a few days, he called me and said, "Doc, I didn't think fruit could do this. I feel lighter. I'm sleeping straight through. My legs feel alive again." That single change in George's nightly routine had ripple effects through his entire physiology. Kiwis are small, but they deliver a profoundly healing cocktail of nutrients perfectly suited for older adults who want to recover while they rest. First, let's talk about melatonin. This hormone, which signals the body to sleep, is often taken in pill form, but few know that kiwi is one of the rare fruits that naturally contains melatonin. And not just a trace. Each kiwi can contain up to 24 mcg of melatonin, a generous amount considering how well the body responds to plant-based versions. Unlike supplements, which may cause grogginess or dependency, kiwi offers a softer, more regulated transition into the sleep cycle. For George, this meant falling asleep faster. But more importantly, staying asleep. That uninterrupted sleep allowed his body to finally enter the deeper stages of non-REM rest, where growth hormone is released and muscle tissue begins to repair. Then we must consider kiwi's powerful antioxidant profile. It's rich in vitamin C, more than an orange. In fact, and paired with vitamin E, it offers protection against the oxidative stress and inflammation that plague aging muscle cells. Think of oxidative stress as rust building up inside your joints and muscles. Antioxidants scrub that rust away, leaving the tissue more pliable, responsive, and less sore in the mornings. Kiwi is also a potent source of potassium. This mineral plays a central role in muscle contraction, fluid balance, and nerve signaling. Without enough potassium, you're more likely to experience those middle-of-the-night leg cramps or early morning stiffness. And here's something seniors love: kiwis are gentle on blood sugar. Despite their sweetness, they have a low glycemic index. They don't cause insulin spikes. They won't interfere with blood pressure meds. In short, they're one of nature's most intelligent nighttime snacks. So how do you use them? Peel 2 ripe kiwis about an hour before bed. Eat them slowly. Savor them. Use this moment to signal to your body that the day is done and recovery is on its way. Now let's talk about eggs. I had another patient named Lean. She was 68, a sunny woman with a laugh that could light up a room. But her legs were failing her in the mornings. They feel like wet noodles, she said. She avoided eating at night, thinking it would help her sleep better. What she didn't know is that her muscles were starving through the night. I recommended something simple: 1 soft-boiled egg before bed. Just that. Within 2 weeks, she came back and told me, "I feel solid again. I thought I was fading, but now I'm grounded." Eggs are a powerhouse for nighttime recovery. They contain what we call a complete protein, all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to repair and rebuild. The star among those amino acids is leucine. Leucine is the ignition switch for muscle protein synthesis. It tells your body, "Hey, start building." 1 large egg has about 6 grams of protein and up to 600 milligrams of leucine. That's enough to give your body a strong message that muscle repair is a priority. Eggs also contain vitamin D. This vitamin isn't just for bones. It helps your muscles fire properly. It improves coordination and strength, especially in older adults who often have low D levels due to less sun exposure. Eggs also offer choline. Choline supports brain health, memory, and neuromuscular communication. It helps your brain send clearer signals to your limbs, a crucial factor in fall prevention. Now, about cholesterol. For decades, Eggs were villainized. But modern research has turned the page. Moderate egg consumption, 1 per day for most people, doesn't increase heart disease risk. In fact, it may improve your lipid profile by increasing good HDL cholesterol. Just prepare your eggs gently. No frying in butter. No heavy salt. A poached or soft-boiled egg is ideal. Add a dash of pepper. Maybe a few steamed spinach leaves if you want extra magnesium. Let's now turn to something that many seniors overlook: seeds. Specifically, pumpkin seeds. I met Harold when he was 72. A retired gardener with calloused hands and a love for orchids. But every morning he woke up with tight, aching legs. We looked into his diet. Turns out he was deficient in magnesium. Magnesium is vital for muscle relaxation. Without enough of it, your muscles stay partially contracted. Even in sleep. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium. Just 1 ounce can provide over 30% of your daily needs. They also contain tryptophan. Tryptophan is converted into serotonin, and then into melatonin. That means pumpkin seeds help with both relaxation and sleep induction. They offer a double benefit: soothing your muscles and helping you drift off more easily. They also supply zinc. Zinc is crucial for tissue repair, immune resilience, and testosterone support. Testosterone may be low in older men, and that decline is tied to muscle atrophy. These seeds are also a great plant-based protein source, 7 grams per ounce. They provide a slow-release fuel for your muscles overnight. So how do you use them? Don't overdo it. 1 tablespoon of unsalted, roasted pumpkin seeds is enough. Eat them plain or sprinkle over plain Greek yogurt. You can lightly warm them in a dry pan to release their nutty aroma. Avoid salted varieties. Sodium at night can raise blood pressure and disrupt fluid balance. Now finally, cottage cheese. Unassuming, slightly tangy, full of quiet power. Martha, 76, had been losing the strength to climb stairs. We added 3 spoonfuls of low-fat cottage cheese to her nightly routine. Within 3 weeks, she told me, "I don't need the railing anymore. My body got the memo." Cottage cheese is rich in casein protein. Unlike whey, casein digests slowly. It releases amino acids gradually over several hours. This is perfect for nighttime recovery, giving your muscles a continuous drip of fuel. Cottage cheese also contains leucine. Yes, the same muscle-triggering amino acid found in eggs. But here, it comes in a slow-release form, making it ideal for sleep support. It's naturally low in sugar and carbohydrates. It won't spike your blood sugar. It won't disturb insulin levels. For diabetics and pre-diabetics, this is one of the safest, most efficient bedtime snacks. Choose the low-fat or 1% versions. These reduce saturated fat intake but still provide all the muscle-building benefits. How to eat it? 2 to 4 tablespoons before bed. You can add a dash of cinnamon, or mix with a few slices of kiwi for extra antioxidant support. There's no need for sugar, jam, or added fruit syrup. The goal is to nourish, not indulge. These 4 foods, kiwi, egg, pumpkin seeds, cottage cheese, are more than ingredients. They're tools. Each one has a unique function. Together, they form a nightly ritual that supports the most important repair cycle your body goes through. And that's how we move from fragile to fortified, one night at a time. Studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Sleep Medicine Reviews confirm several findings that validate what we've observed clinically for years. Seniors who consume protein-rich snacks before bed show significantly higher rates of overnight muscle protein synthesis. This isn't a small difference, it's measurable in tissue biopsy and muscle mass retention studies. These late-night nutrients become the substrate for regeneration. One study from 2015 measured the overnight amino acid absorption of older adults who consumed casein protein versus a control group who fasted. The casein group retained more lean mass over a 12-week period, even with minimal exercise. Another meta-analysis of melatonin in foods, not supplements, showed improved sleep onset, reduced nighttime waking, and higher sleep efficiency. This is particularly true for plant-derived melatonin, such as that found in kiwi and pumpkin seeds, which are better tolerated than synthetic pills. Magnesium, often overlooked, has been shown to extend stage 3 sleep, the deep, slow-wave sleep where growth hormone is most active. This means better hormone balance and muscle tissue repair. Yet despite this compelling science, most people are doing the opposite. Many seniors underconsume protein. On average, older adults eat far below the 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight recommended for muscle maintenance. They often skip protein at dinner or have minimal evening snacks. And due to outdated dieting myths, they avoid food after 6 p.m., fearing it will make them gain weight. But here's the paradox. Undereating in the evening leads to more muscle breakdown overnight. Muscles can't rebuild without fuel. And then there's the over-reliance on sleeping pills. Many seniors turn to sedatives when their bodies are simply undernourished. These medications do not support restorative sleep. They knock you out but rob you of REM and deep sleep cycles. Where true healing occurs. A protein-rich snack before bed is not a prescription for weight gain. It is a prescription for strength preservation. Think of it as a signal to your body. Rest. Rebuild. Recover. So how can you put this into practice? Try this bedtime ritual. It's simple, repeatable, and grounded in science. At 9 p.m., begin winding down. Turn off screens. Lower the lights. This helps initiate melatonin production naturally. At 9:15 p.m., eat one of the foods we discussed. Choose kiwi if you need better sleep. Choose egg or cottage cheese if your muscles feel weak. Choose pumpkin seeds if you wake up sore or stiff. At 9:45 p.m., engage in something calming, gentle stretching, a few pages of a paper book. Nothing stimulating. At 10 p.m., go to sleep. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Now track how you feel. Use a notebook or app. Note your sleep quality, how your body feels in the morning, your stability, your energy. Real change comes from consistent rituals, not one-time miracles. Let's revisit the people we've met. George sleeps better with kiwi. His mornings are no longer sluggish. Lean stands taller with an egg. Her legs feel stronger and her gait has improved. Harold no longer wakes with stiff legs. His magnesium from pumpkin seeds made a noticeable difference. Martha climbs stairs without holding the rail. Her cottage cheese routine gave her back control. These aren't fantasy stories. They're the results of small decisions, made consistently, rooted in biology. And now it's your turn. You don't need a personal trainer. You don't need expensive shakes or complicated regimens. You need 4 things: a kiwi, a soft egg, a spoonful of seeds, a few bites of cottage cheese. Simple, inexpensive, real. Your body is ready. It has not forgotten how to build. It has not given up on you. But it needs the signal. And tonight, that signal can begin with one small choice. Let your evening snack become your strongest medicine. There's a myth that after 60, your strength simply fades away. But today you've learned the truth. Muscle loss isn't just natural, it's negotiable. And the negotiation starts with what you give your body before you close your eyes at night. Not a workout, not a prescription, not a miracle pill, just a kiwi, an egg, a tablespoon of seeds, a few spoonfuls of cottage cheese. These are not just foods. They are signals. They tell your body, you still matter. You're still strong, and it's time to rebuild. Remember George, Lean, Harold, and Martha? They didn't change everything. They just made one consistent, intentional choice each night. And now, it's your turn. So tonight, give your body what it's been asking for. Let it repair. Let it rebuild. Let it rest. If you found this helpful, leave a comment and tell us. Which bedtime food are you going to try first? Your story might just help someone else. And if you want more science-backed guidance to stay sharp, strong, and well-rested as you age, don't forget to subscribe to Senior Mental Health. Because here, aging is not about decline. It's about strategy, and strength, and showing up for yourself, one peaceful night at a time.